So, as you can see, today we're gonna go through another book, which is called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. I actually didn't know about the book up to the point where I just saw it on this website, on the summary website, and then I've Googled it, and it apparently is all about yourself and inner peace and serenity and stuff like that. And it is a New York Times bestseller, as I'm just reading there. What would it be like to free yourself from limitations and soar beyond your boundaries? I'm gonna go through it. We're gonna see what it is all about, and it is a pretty hefty read. As you can see, there is a lot of reading shit. I might be hating myself tomorrow or by tomorrow for doing this, since I now need to go through the whole thing. But yeah, anyway, The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. In the following chapters, we will undertake a journey of exploration of quote-unquote self. But we will not do it so in a traditional manner. We will neither call upon the experts in psychology nor upon the great philosophers. We will not argue and choose between time-honored religious views or resort to statistically supported surveys of people's opinions. We will instead turn to a single source that has phenomenal direct knowledge on the subject. We will turn to one expert who, for every moment of every day of their life, has been collecting the data necessary to finally put this great inquiry to rest, and that expert is you. Neither are we interested in what books you have read, classes you have taken, or seminars you have attended. We are only interested in your intuitive experience of what it is like to be you. We are not looking for your knowledge, we are seeking your direct experience. You see, you can't fail at this because yourself is what you are, and at all times and in all places. Are there many aspects of my being all equally part of my quote-unquote self, or they are only of me? And if so, which were, how, and why? At this point in time, I do want to point out that the perception of myself is a bit fucked. I don't know why, but as you can see with my voice, I'm struggling as fuck. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead. Untethered Soul Theme 1. Who you think you are, you're not your self-concept, the structure of thoughts, emotions, and beliefs of yourself in your mind. Who are you that is lost and trying to build a concept of yourself in order to be found? This question represents the essence of spirituality. You will never find yourself in what you have built to define yourself. You're the one who is doing the building. You may assemble the most amazing collection of thoughts and emotions. You may build a truly beautiful, unbelievable, interesting, and dynamic structure, but obviously, it's not you. You're the one who did this. You're the one who was lost, scared, and confused because you focused your awareness away from your awareness of self. Let's get more specific. You try to hold a consistent set of thoughts and concepts in your mind, such as I am a woman. Yes, even that is a thought or a concept held in your mind. You who are holding on to that are neither male nor female. You're the awareness who hears the thought and sees a woman's body in the mirror, but you clinch tightly to these concepts. You think, I am a woman. I'm of a certain age and I believe in a philosophy versus another. You literally define yourself based on what you believe. I believe in God, or I don't believe in God. I believe in peace and non-violence, or I believe in survival of the fittest. I believe in capitalism, or I believe in neo-socialism. You take a set of thoughts in a mind and you hold on to them. You make a highly complex rational structure out of them and then present that package as who you are. But it is not who you are. It is just the thoughts you have pulled around yourself in an attempt to define yourself. You do this because you're lost inside. The next point. Many of us no longer lack food, water, clothing, or shelter, nor do we regularly face life-threatening physical danger. As a result, the protective energies have adapted toward defending the individual psychologically rather than physiologically. We now experience the daily need to defend our self-concepts rather than our bodies. Our major struggles end up being with our own inner fears, insecurities, and destructive behavior patterns, and not with outside forces. Your self-concept is just a collection of thoughts about yourself. You must be willing to see this You see that this need to protect yourself is where the entire personality comes from. It was created by building a mental and emotional structure to get away from the sense of fear. You're now standing face to face with the root of the psyche or whatever. If you go deep enough, you can watch the psyche being built. You will see that you're in the middle of nowhere in an empty, infinite space. All of these inner objects are flowing toward you. Thoughts, feelings, and the impressions of worldly experiences are all pouring into your consciousness. You will clearly see that the tendency is to protect yourself from this flow by bringing it under your control. Untethered Soul Theme 2, who you are, you must awaken to the nature of self. You realize that you're not who you are. You realize that you're not who you thought you were. You're not even a human being. You just happen to be watching one. You will begin to have deep experiences within your own center of consciousness. These will be deep, intuitive experiences of the true nature of self. You will find that you are tremendously expansive. When you start to explore consciousness instead of form, you realize that your consciousness only appears to be small and limited because you're focusing on small and limited objects. As you associate less with the physical and psychological parts of your being, you begin to identify more with the flow of pure energy. If you associate less with the physical and psychological parts of your being, maybe meaning I am this, I'm this type of person, I'm that, and also like I'm a driver of a Ferrari, which also has something to do with your identity in the end, I would say. Because of this, you naturally begin to center more and more on a spiritual part of your being. You do this not by reaching for spirit, but by letting go of the rest. There really is no other way. The personal self cannot touch spirit, you must release the personal self. As you release it, you drift back. As you go further back, you get higher. You get higher in vibration or vibration and higher in the amount of love and lightness that you feel. You just begin to soar. This happens in an ever-increasing continuous progression. When you contemplate the nature of self, you are meditating. That is why meditation is the highest state. It is the return to the root of your being, the simple awareness of being aware. Once you become conscious of the conscious itself, you attain a totally different state. You are now aware of who you are. You have become an awakened being. It's really just the most natural thing in the world. Here I am, here I always was. It's like you have been on the couch watching TV, but you were so totally immersed in the show that you forgot where you were. Someone shook you, and now you're back to the awareness that you're sitting on the couch watching TV. Nothing else changed. You simply stopped projecting your sense of self onto that particular object of consciousness. You woke up, that is spirituality. This is the nature of self, that is who you are. When a drop of consciousness that knows itself as an individual drifts back far enough, it becomes like the drop that falls into the ocean. The Atman, in bracket soul, falls into the Paramatman, supreme soul. The individual consciousness falls into the universal oneness. The drop of consciousness, which is individual spirit, is like a ray of light emanating from the sun. The individual ray is really no different from the sun. When consciousness stops identifying itself as the ray, it comes to know itself as the sun. Beings have merged into that state. One of these great saints, Ramana Maharshi, used to ask, "Who am I?" We see now that this is a very deep question. Ask it ceaselessly, constantly. Ask it, and you will notice that you are the answer. There is no intellectual answer. You are the answer. But be the answer, and everything will change. Untethered Soul Theme 3: Control. You create the world within your mind, so you can try to control it and live in your mind. You recreate the world within your mind because you can control your mind, whereas you can't control the world. That is why you mentally talk about it. If you can't get the world the way you like it, you you internally verbalize it, judge it, complain about it, and then decide what to do about it. This makes you feel more empowered. Basically, you recreate the outside world inside yourself, and then you live in your mind. You will get to a point in your growth where you understand that if you protect yourself, you will never be free. It's that simple. Because you're scared, you have locked yourself within your house and pulled down all the shades. Now it's dark and you want to feel sunlight, but you can't. It's impossible. If you close and protect yourself, you're locking the scared, insecure person within your heart. You will never be free that way. We think we're supposed to figure out how life should be and then make it that way. Only someone who looks deeper and questions why we need the events of life to be a particular way will question this assumption. How did we come up with the notion that life is not okay just the way it is, or that it won't be okay the way it will be? Who said that the way life naturally unfolds is not all right? It is actually possible to never have another problem for the rest of your life. This is because events are not problems, they're just events. Your resistance to them is what causes the problem. Which is very stoic, by the way. Being like, first of all, we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. And on the other hand, there is just some things that we can't control and that are not in our hands. And which is like a lot of events, we can't change them. They're just happening, but it is our response that is making us feel a certain way and act a certain way and whatnot. So, and we can alter the response and we can change the response and we can do something about the response, but we can't do something about the event per se. So yeah. You will have to keep everybody and everything straight in order to reconcile your conceptual model with reality. It's a constant struggle to keep it together. What it means to live spiritually is to not participate in this struggle. Permit the things that disturb your model to act as the dynamite to break it up and free you. This is what it means to live spiritually. Untethered Soul theme 4, which I think is going to be the last theme for today. Mind and suffering. Stop expecting your mind to fix what's wrong inside of you. All you have to do is stop expecting the mind to fix what's wrong inside of you. That is the core, the root of it all. Your mind is not the guilty part. In fact, your mind is innocent. The mind is simply a computer, a tool that can be used to ponder great thoughts, solve scientific problems, and serve humanity. But you, in your lost state, told it to spend its time conjuring up other solutions for your very personal inner problems. You are the one who is trying to use the analytical mind to protect yourself from the natural unfolding of life. To end suffering, you must first realize that your psyche is not okay. You must then acknowledge that it does not have to be that way. Inner sensitivity is a symptom of non-well-being. What you see is that your mind is always telling you that you have to change something outside in order to solve your inner problems. But if you are wise, you won't play this game. I certainly was told that by my mind, that I need to change something outside so that I can feel better and different. Amazing book. It's fucking amazing. You have given your mind an impossible task by asking to manipulate the world in order to fix your personal inner problems. You are not living life, you're living mind. I actually want to go through the whole fucking thing. It's amazing. But the next point is... the next point would be witnessing your mind. The only real solution is to take the seat of witness consciousness and completely change your frame of reference. It's actually a very good summary as well. I gotta have to say that, since it's so detailed. Yeah, this is the word that I was searching for. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the episode there. I do really hope that you have been able to get as much out of it as I did. I really certainly am and was struggling with my mental game, and I don't know, maybe it's just like how things are meant to be for me at this point in time, and also me finding the summary. Like, okay, you found it, motherfucker. Now do something. You've decided to go through a book and you just found that by whatever chance. by whatever reason. And I'm just seeing, like, the one thing that is striking me the most is trying to change outside things so that I myself feel better just internally, which I did in so many ways, I guess. Maybe I should just be alone, quiet, you know? Especially when it comes to, for example, thinking about working on Saturdays as well, so that I don't have to think that much, so that I feel good about myself and not like unworthy of quite everything. On one hand, on the other hand, like just some multiple other things, I guess. But yeah, I wish you the best health, happiness, and all success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. 3 other questions that I'm have you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change, and what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully gonna show you your purpose, and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. Yeah. One last thing that I'm having here is, what could you essentially say to another person that's indeed gonna change your life or their life? Because I totally believe that we all can say something and we all can communicate something that is indeed gonna change their life. And yeah, with that being said, I am hopefully gonna see you the next time. Please take care of yourself, your family members, your loved ones, and yourself, of course, and friends. And with that being said, I'm gonna see you the next time. So bye bye.